People and Roots. I am so excited to share some of my favorite things with you today, and that is free books. Over the past, say 5 years, 6 years of homeschooling, I have discovered that you can find amazing, rich, living books all year long free in your community. And here's how I do it. Our community has a series of little libraries where you can come and grab a book and leave a book. I've also found that yard sales and thrift stores, consignment stores, all of these things are really great resources for books. And oftentimes, before we go and click order online, we forget to look in our own communities. Here's a few things that I wanted to share. First, this haul that I'm sharing with you today is not from all at like one time. So don't think that we're going and we're pulling hundreds of books, not that I have hundreds of books today, but at a time from free little libraries. Second, we put in just as much as we take out. My husband and I have recently gone through all of our books and we pulled out about 200 titles that we've been slowly restocking our free little libraries in town with. Additionally, we always leave a Bible. We feel like it's really an important thing to do in our faith, and we love to share the living and breathing, active Word of God with other people. So every time we visit a little library, we try and leave an extra Bible, and we have lots and lots around, so we always do that. So before I get any hateful comments about how we hoard all the books, just remember we're putting in just as much as we're taking out. Additionally, our town also has a back to school festival where the schools will clean out their libraries or their classrooms, and there's tons of free books there. And there have been years past where they're basically begging us to take books. And as a homeschooler, I'm the first one and the last one there. We've gotten a ton of books that way. We've also been able to feed the little libraries a lot that way. So I want to share, this is basically our July-June book haul from the free little libraries. I also was recently at a local restaurant, and the place next door was like an ice cream shop, and they had a huge box of books where a good portion of these came from. So this is from several different stops. And another really great thing to remember is when you pull books from the little library or free books, you're not obligated to keep it. So sometimes I pull books because you just have a few seconds to look at it and say, this might be interesting. And I go home and I read it and I think, no, this might not be for us. Let's pass it back along. I also look at the condition of the book itself. If it's showing mold or water damage, I usually will either recycle them back through or take care of it because I'm highly allergic to mold, and it's just not something that I want to be breathing or want my kids breathing while we're reading. There's kind of a fine line between a musty book and mold. So that's really important to remember when you're looking at books, especially if you live in a climate with a lot of rain and snow like we do. Okay, so let's get to the books. The first one that I found is called A Drop of Blood. It's by Paul Showers, and it is a science book, and they are looking at, through microscopes, at blood. My children love science, and I thought that this would be a really great fit. The next one is, this one I was excited about because if you've been following my channel, you'll know that we are doing all things American history this year. So this one is The Industrial Revolution Begins. If this one feels too much like a textbook, I'll kind of rework it. But I just thought it was a really great resource. It might be something to add to a morning read, a read out loud, not something we want to just like sit and read, but small portions of it. I think my kids will really like it when we get to it. Then we have Marco Polo, which brings me to another point. Anything to do with history, I always pre-read to make sure that it is accurate. And so I think that that's really important before we have our kids read it. I try to make sure or just check the accuracy of the history, check the terminology and all of the things with that. So this is definitely one that I am going to read over before I put it in the hands of my children. Then we have A Visit to Great Britain. And I thought that this was just a really fun book. I'm not sure when we'll do it, but I'm looking at the pictures and not sharing. I just thought it was kind of cute, and my little kindergartner might enjoy this because I see a castle in the background, and you'll see a really cool find that I have in just a few minutes all about castles. Then we have, this is Wagons West off to Oregon. These are the pictures inside of it. Hopefully I'm doing a good job so you guys, whoops, can see. Majority of these books look like they were checked out of a library and put back in, as in the library was getting rid of them. Okay, I'm gonna try to say this without butchering it. Let's see if I can do it. Edgar Allan Poe's The Cask of Amontillado. I know I butchered that. You can correct me all you want. I'm so sorry. Let's see if there's pictures in here. Actually, those are really quite beautiful. You can go ahead and see it. Obviously, I don't know a whole lot about Edgar Allan Poe. I do have another whole book from him, so this might be a really good way to introduce him to my little ones and myself as well. Next, we found Jesse James, The Outlaw. This is similar to the Marco Polo one. There's the books in there. We have this one, which is, it looks like it's a part of a series I've never heard of before, but it's Kenya's Family Reunion, and it looks like it's really about strong family values, which I found interesting. I have this one, which I grabbed for my boys. It's called Big City Port. This one just looked like so much fun and so interesting to kids who are really interested in how things work and what happens. So beautiful pictures of ships there. This is one called They Live in the Ice Age. Now, for our family, we do believe in a young earth. This is definitely something that I'll pre-read. It might be something that I pull a little bit out of or I end up passing along, but because we are doing American history and I am starting very with the first people who were in North and South America, I just felt like it might be a good resource to grab. We have Little Sister and the Month Brothers. I'm not sure about this one. I only pre-read it a little bit. It could be amazing or it can be meh. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. This is one that I'm really excited about. It's called Baseball Saved Us. It's written by Ken, oh man, I'm so not good at names. Machizuki, maybe? But this looks like it's about a little boy who is in a Japanese camp in World War II. So a really great way to teach history to our children. And I'm very excited about this book. Then I have Once Upon a Mouse. Don't know anything about this book. I always find that I just don't know authors and books really well. So when I find a book that has a medal on it, I get really excited. Here's the pictures. They're really beautiful. It's interesting. This could be a great morning read to get your day going. Super excited about that. Then I have over here, it's called Over the Deep Blue Sea. And the art in this just looked absolutely stunning. If you can go ahead and see. Again, I don't know. I haven't even looked at these. I don't know anything about it, so I'm hoping it's amazing. I guess I'll let you know. Then I have The Ever Living Tree, The Life and Times of a Coast Redwood. I thought that this would be such a fascinating read. The pictures are gorgeous. I'm really excited about this one. This one I'm really excited about, but however, the condition is not amazing, so I'm probably not going to keep it. If I love it, I'm going to go ahead and order it because it does look like it's got some water damage. It's wrinkly, but it's You Are Mine by Max Lucado. I was actually just like 2 months ago looking at this online, going back and forth because I wanted to gift it to somebody special in our life. So I'm gonna go ahead and read it, make sure I love it first, and then probably buy another copy and probably get rid of this because it's not in great damage. You can see all those wrinkles in them. Then I have, it's called I Am Eyes right here. And this one is also have some water damage, so something definitely to think of, but it's got beautiful pictures right here. I just think it looks absolutely wonderful. I think it takes place in Kenya, which is wonderful. Then I found A Surprise for Dumpy by Molly Brett. I thought that this looked so much fun. I never heard of it, but I mean, look at those pictures. So super cute animals. Anything with animals in my house goes super well. I also found this one, which will be great for this year, Locomotives, building an 8-wheeler. I think this looks like so much fun, and I hope that my kids have just as much fun with it. So Really great, good, rich stuff. So that's for the picture books that I found. And now we'll move on, if I can pass them over, to the chapter books. We found The Lucky Stone by Lucille Clifton. This looks great. My Lila has already started this and has been telling me all about it. She's really enjoying this. This one, which is Do You Know Me? Which is a really great, not historical, but just current events book. It's about an uncle who walks all the way from Mozambique to Zimbabwe, and about his different culture with the little girl's culture. So this looks like a great read. The Wind Wagon. Don't know much about it. As always, we have a lot of these books about on the prairie. So I'm definitely gonna have to narrow it down this year, but this would be a great independent read for my 3rd grader, I think. This is the one I was gonna tell you guys about. I was really excited. We were just exploring one little town, and they had a little library, and there was one book in it, one children's book. So I grabbed it, and it is in beautiful condition, and it's called Why Are Castles Castle Shaped? 100.5 Questions About Castles Answered. And we actually started reading it in the car, and the kids really enjoyed this. So we're super excited about it. This is great for a morning basket or whatever you do with that. We don't exactly do a morning basket, but you could do one a day kind of thing. Next, we have A Long Way from Chicago. This looks great. Again, I don't know much about it, but looks fantastic. We'll see. You only know unless you read it. This one I actually ignored, and then my husband picked it up and said, no, they have to read this. It's really good. So this is called Number the Stars. It's obviously has the Star of David right there. So I'm assuming this is in the Holocaust. So we're super excited about this for when we get to it. It could be a great self-read for my 5th grader. We'll see. We'll see. I also found The Door in the Wall, which I think is about Robin Hood. If I'm wrong, correct me, but I am a sucker for all things Robin Hood, so I definitely picked this one up. We also found Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry. I thought that this is a great one, especially as you're talking about the civil rights and just the differences in culture and where our country has come from. So really good read there. This was an exciting find for me, which is just another series that I love. And if you recognize, it's The Long Winter. It's, of course, by Laura Ingalls Wilder. And when we can add to our collection from Laura Ingalls Wilder, we do, because we love it. This next one I was so excited about, although it's probably going to be a while before we get here, and you're going to see like my huge ignorance coming. So I found 3 Shakespeare books. We have Richard III, this one which I can't pronounce, Troilus and Cressida, maybe, never heard of it, and King Lear. And I just did briefly, Shakespeare in high school, and I'm not sure how much we'll do with our kids, but I mean, we found them, they're amazing. If we end up passing them along, we pass them along, but right now we have them. We also found Caddy Woodlawn, which I heard is a really nice read from another homeschool friend, so I'm excited about that. And then last but not least, I'm definitely going to probably pre-read this one first, but this is Tristan and Isolde, which is just another great one to dig into. Again, I did in high school English, so we'll definitely look at that. So that is my haul for June, July, end of June, July. Not every haul looks the same. Not every haul do you come with a million books. When we got this one, this was just on a one-day thing. Other ones, actually some came from a yard sale, by the way, just like free in a box, which is a great place to look at books because people will buy them for their kids and then their kids never read them or they outgrow them and then they just want to get rid of them. I am just a big believer in finding incredible resources and incredible books at low cost. So this is how we do it. And again, we put them in and we put them out and we make sure that we're filling our little libraries with as many as we take or more because we think it's important. So that is my haul for right now, and I look forward to your comments. Oh, one more thing, and not a sponsor, not anything like that, but look at this cute bag that I got in the FabFitFun box this month. So this is going to be our new little library bag that I just kind of keep in my car, putting them in and out. So it's from Summer and Rose. Super cute tote. Yeah, so that's about it. Thanks for stopping by, and I look forward to chatting with you again.